Hello everyone, welcome to today's presentation. In today's presentation, we are going to tackle a graphical question. The question reads, the graph below shows favorite games chosen by grade 7 learners. So we have been presented there with a graph. We are expected to interpret the graph and then respond to the question therein. So the question reads, what is the difference between the number of learners who chose the most popular game and the least popular game? So to tackle this question, we will need to identify several things. We need to identify what each of the bars present, and then identify what was the most popular game, and then identify what was the least popular game, then find the difference. So the first step is to identify how many learners preferred each of the particular games. So we have the first game here, A, which was preferred by 16 learners. So in this case we will write in here 16, and then we have the second game which was preferred by 12 learners. So how to identify the number of learners who preferred the particular game? Just read from the vertical axis, which is our y-axis, the number corresponding to the top of each of the bars. So the third game was preferred by 24 learners, and this has been obtained by identifying the corresponding number from the y-axis. And then we have the number of learners who preferred game D. These were a number between 4 and 8. So realize that the calibration on the y-axis is spaced out on 2 units. So we have 0 here, so 0 learners, and then between the first box and the second box we have 4 learners. That means that midway here we have 2 learners. So that implies that for each square unit we will have 2 learners in each of the boxes. So we have here 2, we have 2, and we have another 2 here. So to get the total number of learners who preferred game D, we will need to add 2 to 4 to get 6. So this corresponds to the total number of learners who preferred game D. So in this case we have 6 learners. And then to get the number of learners who preferred game E, we will do the same. So we have here 8, and midway we have 10. So here we have 10 as the number of learners who preferred game E. So here we have 10. And then to identify the number of learners who preferred game F, we will need to read from the y-axis, and this is equal to 16 learners. So having identified those numbers, then we need to get to know which is the most popular game and the least popular game, and then we find the difference. To start with, let's look for the most popular game. This is a game with the highest number of learners who preferred it. So looking at the graph, the most popular game has the tallest bar, and in this case we can identify that game C was most popular among the learners. So in this case we have game C, which had 24 learners preferring it. So this corresponded to 24 learners. And then the least popular game in our graph here, so this is the game that had the least number of learners. So in this case we have game D, which had 6 learners preferring it. So here we have least popular game. This is game D, which had 6 learners. So to get the difference, this will be given by subtracting 6 from 24. So we have here 24 learners minus 6 learners. So this gives us 18 learners. So this brings us to the end of our presentation today. Looking forward to seeing you in our next presentation. Thank you.